Welcome to the 77th episode of the Drinking Partners podcast. Yes, this is our George Murison episode because he was in the NBA strictly because he grew to be 7'7", and I feel like we're doing this strictly because we're two ignorant dudes who just talk a lot. Like this, seems fair, right?
Yeah,
we were just blessed to be witty, and we're just gonna make money off of it.
That's about it, man. Just selling the SKU.
Imagine just growing to 7'7" and like, oh, I'll just be a millionaire because of it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're 7'7", why the fuck not, man? I was just talking to my boy. I was like, if I was 7'7", I'd be one of those hockey goons that just gets paid.
I wouldn't play hockey at 7'7". Your knees would be getting fucked up by all them short dudes. People in hockey are normally average height. People in the NBA are normally above average height.
No, man, them hockey goons, all they do is they get on the ice, they skate well enough to check some niggas and beat their ass. That's it. That's
but
all
if
they
you're
gotta
7'7", you know how hard it is to check a little 5'8" dude?
It doesn't matter. All you gotta do
moving
is,
on skates, and you're probably moving slower, and they're just running into your knees. In the NBA, they can't really foul you. He's just there to be tall. Congratulations on making millions of dollars because something was wrong with your father's semen. Like that's pretty much, and that's what happened to us.
Being an anomaly.
Something was weird about the semen that made us who we are. And we just say random shit to crowds. We coming off that layer cake.
Yeah.
Fucking saying random things to strangers.
Yeah, that was wild as hell over in a church of
Had
all
an
places.
Entire conversation with a woman where I called her the red woman. The entire night, and her boyfriend kept throwing up gang signs to me as a threat. Mind you, we're in Millvale, PA, and he like subliminally threw the gang sign to me.
You had white girls dancing to Lil' Kim and shit.
I did have them doing the Lil' Kim.
At the Layer Cake Jam Band stage, we had white girls dancing to Lil' Kim.
Yeah, 7'7".
7'7".
His jersey number was 77 too. He just fully embraced that. I'm really tall and ugly, bro. I'm tall as hell. I'll stand under the basket.
If you're gonna be something, be the best at it.
Be the best at being 7'7".
That's it.
I don't know if he's the best at being 7'7" though.
He was 7'7". He was 77, and he made probably 7.7 mil. I
don't know. Took it to them ends. Nobody give him 7.7 mil. Murison was making a veteran's minimum. He was making 1 point. And I'm talking like shit like, yo, ain't that crazy? Like, I think it's so crazy that people, you can search their net worth. Like, that's so intrusive.
I mean, at that point, I don't give a fuck if you know I'm making 100.5.
But we'll make fun of niggas like, if you search it and say 100,000, he's like, damn, he broke. Like, I'm not worth 100,000.
Y'all boys out.
Like, you open to so much criticism, but...
Hey, man, I don't get that because, like, what is it? An NFL league minimum is like, what, 300?
Anyway, I am half of the hosting tandem, Ed Bailey. I'm joined, as always, with my co-host, Dave Bracey. Say what up to the people.
What's good with you people? We are Drinking Partners, and if you're looking for us, you can find us on epicastnetwork.com/partnerspod. You can find us on IG, Twitter, and Facebook at PartnersPod. And you can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, and Libsyn on Drinking Partners. 77 episodes, man. You know what we're about to do. We're about to ask you for them rating reviews on
Double
iTunes,
man.
Come
on, man.
You know, it's
Lucky
been 77
7.
episodes. You know what I mean? Take you about 30 seconds. Go ahead and hop on, rate and review. That's how we know what we're doing well. That's how we let others know that we're doing well. And that's how we continue to do well. So please, man, drop a rate and review.
Listen, we appreciate all the positive feedback we get, even the negative too. But just put it on the internet.
Yeah.
That's all we ask. You know what I mean?
See that.
I love that you come up to me when I'm out at shows or when I'm in the grocery store, if I'm randomly walking down the street and you're like, aren't you so-and-so? That's dope.
Yeah, drunk at a party.
That's the best.
That's what's up, you know.
That's the best.
And I also want to, announce that we are accepting advertising sponsors. So
help us.
You know, if you want to reach 500,000 people on a regular basis,
that's a lot of people, man.
You know, and you want some tailored advertising from some cool cats.
And by tailored, we mean we're going to do this the way we always do it.
True.
We're going to talk about your product.
Talking about live reads. You know what I mean? You can get a 15-second, a 30-second. You can get 2 minutes. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, reach out to our audience. If you think that you would like our audience to have your product and you think that you wanted your product to be, put out there in a very unique fashion to a very hungry crowd, then hey, hit us up, man. You can hit us up on partnerspod@gmail.com.
When you get in your bag, you get in your professional bag, he always crosses his legs a certain way. He always hold his ankle. Is that posture make you feel more professional?
Yeah, it gives me a, kind of balance.
That's your power stance?
Yeah.
That's his power. He's going to go to his finishing move when he grabs his ankle. Pause on that, first of all. Super pause on that. That's an extremely pausable statement, and I apologize for that because I didn't think about that before I said it. I owe you an apology. But you guys got to understand, this is the second episode of the day. If you've been following the podcast, if you've been listening, we drinks.
Yeah.
And we talks for a while. And then we probably drink after we finish talking. And then we come talk again, and we're drinking while we're doing it. So
it might get a little while.
Episode.
It might get a little while. And we have one of our close friends and business associates in the comedy game here with us today. So you know how that gets down.
Okay, so I guess I'll say his name because he started the introduction.
I'm all mysterious and shit. That's great.
He did half intro. My bad. I didn't catch the oop.
Nah.
I didn't. Listeners, you hit us up and let us know whose fault this was. Was I supposed to know? Was it very? We didn't discuss
the
this.
Oop, and you was on the other side of the court. Like
I just never took off. I just watched the pass in there. Who the fuck you throwing that to? I just watched it go out of bounds and looked at. We both looked at each
gave
other
the
like,
huh?
Like, what? We both gave each other the LeBron
It's that
face.
pass, like I threw to the corner, you in the middle of the field somewhere, like, what?
But listen, we got our good friend, funny ass comedian, Ray Zawodni, better known as Ray Z, in the building. Say what up to the people.
What's up to the people?
Yeah,
Ray's here.
Ray's here. You had to do Ray's here.
Oh, Ray's here. Ray's always here.
Ray's always. I like that you keep doing that every time. Where did that come from?
That came from actually my brother. We used to. He's like 5 years older than me, and we'd go to the mall together. Mm-hmm. And every time there was a group of girls, he'd push me into them and yell, "Ray's here." And I'd be like, I was knocking these broads over. It never got me any ass.
Nah.
No.
I mean, you had to. What you should have learned to do was probably catch one, like almost knock her over, but catch her and fill her up, like he was trying to say, like, "Oh, my bad, baby, you all right?"
Well, it wasn't like he was doing it to be cool. He wasn't like, "This is the trick. What we're gonna do." It would come
to flip it,
fucking
man.
Spontaneously.
So you guys have been listening. Ray was on the episode that we did at Hitchhiker, right?
Yeah.
Was it Hitchhiker? No, not Hitchhiker.
Full pint.
No, Full pint. Yeah.
Full pint. Where we had the lengthy discussion about The Simpsons. What episode was that, Buzzy? Full pint. I think it was 31.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
We were talking about that before.
That Denzel VHS.
We had him there.
Oh man.
We had him on. We'll get the number for you in a second. We had him on. It was
51. There it is.
We had him on. It was a little hectic. We didn't feel like we gave you a proper introduction to Mr.
Oh, it was a lot of madness going on.
There was a lot of shit happening. We were in the
pint.
place where they make the beer.
Yeah, we were sitting around kegs and shit.
It was like 12 of us.
You give me too much of a break. I was getting all fucked up there.
Garage doors. Yeah, it was, and we had to drink to keep warm. It was.
Ray is one of my very favorite comedians in the city.
Yeah,
funny as shit. So much charisma, man.
Yeah.
Where do you think you get your swag from?
Back
because
you
got
fellas.
this you got this like. I don't even know how to describe it without making you. I don't know. You just got this like. You're just a white dude with the reverse bang. He got the inverted bang up front. The Johnny Bravo. He's got a collared shirt on with cargo shorts. He's like this white dude, and then he's got this swag like Ray's here, and then he's fucking quoting rap lyrics and shit.
I never thought of that as swag, and then he's making. Ed always dresses so. I always get like embarrassed to be around Ed. How fresh he dresses. And I'm wearing a fucking Kohl's shirt that doesn't even button all the way.
I don't get to go up and say Ed's here. Like Ray's here. That's you. Like you just announce yourself to people. Like where did that confidence, kind of that? What are your influence growing up? Did you listen to a lot of hip hop or?
Yeah, I mean, me and Day went to the same high school, so I mean it was.
Oh yeah, Woodland Hills.
We cranked out, and like I try to tell people. I mean, I tell the joke on stage how like it's a mixed school. So like you get to meet so many different motherfucking people in that little and like the high school got like 2,000 students.
Yeah, man. And I tell the joke on stage. I said I hate roasts on TV because it's always like rich white dudes making fun of other rich. That's not a real roast. I used to
Nah.
sit at the public high school lunch table with a bunch of black teenagers just killing me.
Yeah, just going in.
I mean,
man.
that's where you get to be
just took
funny,
it?
man.
Yeah.
No. I was giving it back. That's
You
why they
got
let
to.
me.
Yeah.
That's why they let me stay there.
Yeah, my high school, we had one white chick. She got pregnant and didn't finish the year. So that's, yeah.
We
You guys
had
talking about how
a,
diverse you were. Nah, it was one white chick. There was an African dude, and then he was the kicker for the football team. And that's when I learned
played
Africans
soccer,
like
too.
soccer. Like I didn't know
Yeah, he
soccer
played
was an
soccer.
African sport. Because I was like, yo, who the fuck decided that this dude was gonna be the kicker? And he was launching them shits on kickoff.
Yeah.
You understand, in the inner city, you don't have a kicker. So like,
Yeah.
you go out and play a suburban school, and they're kicking touchbacks, and you're fucking
Them
doing
motherfuckers-
onside kicks all game.
Were you motherfuckers play like soccer with rocks and shit, man?
Hey, man, we're not
Like,
gonna
no, like
see-
they are.
I wanted to ignore him because I saw him trying to get in, and I was like, I don't want to
Nah,
say
they-
some fuck shit.
Hey, them
man.
Brazilian motherfuckers, how do you think they like so good? Yeah, they come up like just kicking, like really kicking rocks. When you say go kick rocks, he doesn't take that as like, he'd be like, oh, you mean go practice? Like, like,
yo.
fuck you, kick rocks. He's like, I just did, cuz I
he
did
wasn't
my 3
trying.
rounds.
You weren't trying to give them credit for their athleticism. You're like, them broke motherfuckers had to kick rocks.
But it makes them better. That's why they could kick a football like 3 fucking fields
Well,
deep.
all I was just trying to say is I admire the diversity of your high schools.
But it's crazy how we call it diversity because like it was just black and white dudes, and then you had maybe a couple Asians, maybe.
But you had them though.
And then
Like
like
I
there
always
was
wondered, where do Asians go to high school?
like L.A., New York, Miami, bigger cities, D.C., anywhere other than like these
There was
backwood.
no Asian woman at my high school.
We had a couple when I was in maybe like
No
3
Asian
or 4.
students, man.
Did you hit any of them off?
Nah, man. But Asians don't fuck with black dudes in Pittsburgh, man. Like Pittsburgh is mad segregated. The Indians, the Asians, the none of them really, like they don't fuck with each other.
They ain't fucking me either, Day. I don't know.
I don't know. You're not living up to your potential, man. Like
I
you can
guess
get
not.
you can bag an Asian. It's easier for you to bag an Asian in khakis than it is for me in
Yeah,
these
bro,
hot
I got
tops.
no Asian influences. They would say,
No.
like, it's not swinging my way. Shorty not swinging my way.
You're not living up to your potential, Ray. You need to break out.
Hey, that African dude you went to school with, you weren't friends with him, were you?
Nah.
He was aggressive as fuck, wasn't he?
Nah, he was
No?
like a little meek African dude that I just feel like somebody in high school was like, yo, don't them niggas play soccer? Like, we need a kicker. Like that's how I felt it went down. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe he's listening
That's
to this
exactly how it went
podcast
down.
and he could reach out to me on Facebook and just let me know how I really went down. But
No,
like,
they saw him waiting to go into school one day, kicking rocks outside, three
hey
fields
man,
long.
I'm not gonna buy into that. I'm not gonna
Hacky
feed
sack.
into this bullshit.
Hacky sack.
I
with
never
train
saw a hacky
rocks,
sack
like-
till I got to. I never saw a hacky sack till I got to Pitt.
Hacky sack's the most embarrassing shit white people ever did to our race.
Nah, because it was,
No, we
it
did
was
some
in that
fucked up
movie.
You know, you've done.
It was in that movie where he did the poem. Hacky sack. What was that? She's all that.
I don't even know.
Come on, man. I can't
You
be
know
the
I
only.
lost
It's a
me.
white dude here. You gotta have seen she's
Oh,
all
she's
that.
all that's great, dude.
Have you
Maybe,
seen it
man.
for real? Or is that-
I saw
course
it.
you've
I don't
seen
remember
it.
the
Look at
hacky
this.
sack part.
was when he did the poem, and because she was doing the weird ass alternative
That might have been before
art
his time.
performance with the dude, and then she made him come because he was trying to look. The whole movie was basically about
Freddie Prinze Jr..
Yeah, he got bet that he said that he couldn't make a prom queen. I think the real bet was, can you fuck this
okay,
weird
yeah,
chick
Yeah.
who don't look like she has sex? Can
Yeah.
you fuck her?
Was it one of those like at the end she turned out to be hot because they did
Yeah.
over or some
She turns
shit?
out to be super, but she
Yeah.
was hot the whole time, dude.
Yeah,
she just had like
she
a
had glasses
ponytail.
on and a ponytail.
Some
yeah.
paint on her face. That's like,
Yeah.
I'd fuck you in the
Yeah,
room where you do paintings. Like that's.
I'd
not gonna
fuck
turn
way
me
worse,
on.
and it wasn't even a bet. You
I'll
know,
fuck that ponytail out.
Yeah, and he
Reveal
did the
the real
hacky sack
you.
poem. Hacky sack. I didn't know what the fuck that was.
Oh,
then I got to Pitt and people was doing hacky sack outside of the dorm. And it just looked like they're river dancing from a distance. Like, why is this motherfucker?
There were kids in Jinko jeans hacky sack back in my day with the big ass from a fucking 46-inch 46-inch bottoms.
Oh yeah, when you
The
yeah.
Jinkos, remember them?
You couldn't even
shit?
see
No,
their
they didn't
shoes.
wear those
Guys,
in
it
my
was-
high school. They didn't wear, bro.
They had like 2 dresses
I
on their
came
legs.
from an all. When I say all black, my high school panoramic picture looks like a DMX concert. like, it's just mad black people just like, yo, just like niggas was wearing throwbacks. We had all big fake earrings. Like it was, there were no white people.
The throwbacks in our high school, dude, got out of control. Like how fake they were. Or I always hated like the NFL quarterback ones that would have like a Namath number.
Nah, you couldn't
Marino
rock that.
number.
You couldn't rock that bullshit to Shaw.
No, people will call you out on the
was
fake
on your
shit,
head.
man. Yeah.
You could be in class getting a lesson, and motherfuckers be like, the 19th element, like that bullshit 19 Montana Rob got on over there. Where the fuck you get that from, Rob?
Yo, but it was crazy because like back in the day, they had big like the shoe jeans. Where you had like Fila jeans and Nike jeans and shit. But here's the thing. Nike and Fila and all these had never made jeans. But everybody had like, and they was like split in half.
I remember
you had half a check on one leg.
I remember the first time I seen a dude in Nike jeans. I was like, yo, I want some fucking Nike jeans. I was young and we was riding past a gas station. I was like, yo, you got Nike jeans? Like,
Yeah.
how can I get those?
We had a connect. Her dad used to go to New York and come back, and she would sell jeans out of her locker, cuz for like 50. Like motherfuckers would come to school and like
were they Nikes?
Psyches.
They were, hey, because
She was hustling the fuck out of y'all. Her mama got her them
Had
jeans.
the upside down Nike check.
It's
on that
always
shit.
one mama in the high school that like really trying to use the kids for financial gain.
Yeah,
Like,
she hustled early.
yo, so can I tell y'all a story? This
Yeah.
is random and this has nothing to do with the interview, but I want to tell y'all why I don't
fine.
wear jerseys for real. I always joke about not wearing jerseys because I don't like wearing another dude's name on my back, which is real. But the real reason I don't wear jerseys was the first jersey that was purchased for me came from Value City, and it was a Miami Heat jersey, but it said Heats in plural. And when my mom's picked it up, I was like, nah, don't do it. So yeah, I just said fuck jerseys after that.
Yeah, I would too.
I mean, and then I used to have this USA jersey. It was a Penny Hardaway, and I got
It said USA's.
no. It was this one was real, but I had the shorts to match, so I would wear the jersey and short combo. And a nigga roasted me at baseball practice.
Yeah, that's not cool. I learned
First
that
of all,
shit
I wore a
too.
basketball jersey
At
and
baseball
basketball
practice.
shorts to baseball practice.
Yeah.
Second of all, the jersey and shorts were actually like an item. There were a couple.
Oh,
They
I had
were
a Scottie Pippen like that.
Yeah. So no jerseys for me. So growing up, diverse high school, is that what got you into comedy? Is that where did you first?
Yeah,
discover,
man,
like,
that got me into comedy, and also just I don't know if you guys had this, but just people telling you were funny and shit, and you
Yeah.
were like, and I know there's a lot of funny I mean, you have friends that you think are funnier than you that don't do stand up.
Yeah,
Nah, I don't think none of my friends is funnier than me.
all my friends
okay.
are funnier than me. Every last one of them. Like, I just sit back and just listen to them tell jokes. I ain't got to perform.
I'm too confident. I'm the funniest motherfucker on earth ever.
Oh, all right. Well,
Nah, you definitely got friends that you like, yo. It's people you look at him like, yo, he's funny as hell. You just don't know if they can
I won't
recreate that on stage.
I kind of feel you on that. I won't say they're funnier than me, but I will say like a friend of mine that I know, and even you two, just knowing you for this long, is gonna make me laugh just bullshitting like this than somebody on stage, a famous person on stage, could ever make me laugh. And
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
honestly.
In just regular conversation
Yeah.
and shit like that. Yeah. I mean, but that's the challenge, is taking it from a conversation to
And
the
act.
stage. And you know what I mean? And like I've
Absolutely.
had some friends get on stage and like they thought they was just going like talk that shit that they usually talk, and it was like, we don't know Ray from down the street. You can't. We ain't got any context to this joke. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, you got
it's rough to see the dude whose
Yeah.
friends telling him he's funny and just think that, oh, then I could just go up there and just talk, and he go up there, yo. So I was at Burger King. This bitch gonna come to the window, and I'm like, bitch, why you at the window with that shit on? Like, what does she have on? Like,
That's one of my bits. That's fucked. That's my Burger King closer.
I'm gonna do that from now on. I'm gonna finish all of my sets with a random story that means nothing to the crowd.
yeah.
Just real mysterious. What the fuck you doing at the window?
And then I'm just let them create the story for me on the internet. Fill in the blanks. I'm doing one fill in the blank joke every set. All right. So when did you first get on stage? So people were telling you funny, you're like thinking about it. When did you decide, like, all right, let me do this?
Yeah, my first stage experience was bullshit. I killed, but it was like at an open mic at a bar called the Steel Town. Used to be Who's Place. It's like over my way by like it's like Braddock Hills area.
Yeah, I don't be in Braddock.
And I went up there and I killed, but it was all like people I knew. And then I go to like an open mic at like Smiling Moose like the next month. I waited a month, and it was just like I'm up there in like plaid shorts like a dickhead, like and just got fucking embarrassed. Dude. Like not one laugh, crickets. And then
I went through the plaid short phase.
That's all you could buy for a minute, man. For a minute, it was all plaid shorts. Like
I never
you couldn't find a solid
plaid, but I got a pair of plaids.
You couldn't find solid colors for a minute, man. You had to search.
The plaid shorts had a little moment, but you had to do the prep look. You can't wear like plaid cargo shorts, long ass cargo plaids.
And these aren't cargo shorts, man. You call these cargo shorts?
The khakis.
Yeah, they might be cargo shorts.
They look like cargo. They same thing. Nobody.
And that was racist on my part. I just assumed because you were white that they were cargo shorts.
Yeah, cargo shorts are so humiliating, man.
People just assume you have extra space. I wear cargo shorts.
I need cargo shorts for all that change I'm carrying around, man.
The thing about cargo shorts is you always lose shit because you got way too many pockets and like, you know what I mean?
Too many options?
Too many options, man.
I hate shit in my pockets.
Yeah.
I don't like to perform with stuff in my pockets.
Yeah.
I try to keep it simple. I just hate it when like, especially if you got like a long know and you out and you know what I mean? Like you ain't got nothing like close by like a car or something like that. Like, and you got to keep that shit because we ain't got purses or bags or shit like that. So you got like a charger, your card, some change from the store. You know what I mean? Maybe this place don't take fucking cards. So you got like, like it's just like all this extra shit. And I wear skinny jeans. So that shit shows.
You one of them where you see the whole outline of your telephone. So who were you like when coming up? Who were you listening to comedically growing up?
A lot of I watched. I had two comedy VHSs that I watched, and it was Eddie Murphy Raw and Andrew Dice Clay's Dice Man Cometh album.
I love
Dice
Andrew
Man Cometh.
Yeah,
I never gotten to Dice Clay.
He's not like the most clever guy in the world, but like his shit was just he was just doing it in these like huge stadiums and shit. And so was Eddie. They were doing them theaters. And then the shit that always impresses me about Eddie Murphy is that he was doing what he was doing with Raw when he was like 4 years younger than I am now. It's like holy shit.
That's crazy. You know, Dice, man, like he's one of my influences, just like that raw, like say whatever the fuck, like in your face. Like that was the first time that I had seen some shit like that. Like, I mean, there was, you had, Carlin, he cursed or whatever. Andrew Dice was just like a fucking cocky ass. I don't give a fuck. Like, you know what I mean? And it was fun to watch as a kid. I probably shouldn't have been watching it at like 11 and 12.
I was just going to ask you guys that. Like, I was like stupid young watching some of that shit. I'm talking like 7.
I was watching Raw when I was like 7.
Yeah. Did you have any restrictions on that shit with your parents?
You know what? My parents liked watching that stuff, and after a while, when you have kids, they just be in the room all the time.
Yeah,
you're not gonna not watch it. Like I'm watching "You So Crazy" by Martin. I'm like 7, 8. We used to watch Martin's show together. I used to sneak and watch Comic View though. Like 10 o'clock, I'll turn the volume down and shit, and just be laying in my room, fucking watching Comic View.
Yeah,
you know what I used to sneak and watch on BET were the videos
uncut. I ain't got no panties on. Ain't got no panties on. I love that fucking video.
That was the best.
Pulling panties on.
No, it's crazy because I watched it at a young age. My mom was always just like, she didn't want me to watch nudity, but she really didn't give a fuck about like gratuitous violence or cursing. You know what I mean? Which is crazy.
Because they curse.
Yeah, and they curse, but you can't curse. And it's crazy because I listen to like rap and shit. My daughter in the car, and like she watches some movies. Like there's some shit that I might be like, all right, this content is a little too like much for you. You might need to leave. Like Game of Thrones, you got to leave the room. I can't. You know what I mean? That's
I don't know. Game of Thrones is tastefully done.
Yeah,
I don't think she's ready.
I wouldn't let her watch The Purge, but Game of Thrones, my daughter be sitting right there with me, not knowing what the hell is
y'all
going on.
both watch Game of Thrones?
I do watch.
Yeah,
there hasn't been enough titties yet this season, in my opinion.
Cut it down.
We got Targaryen's titties back,
which was like that was like 2 episodes worth of titties in one. Those were great.
Yeah, that was dope. We got the Red Woman's titties, which was cool, but then
it erased it when she was like 980 years old.
Yeah,
titties.
and then that happened.
Yeah, spoiler alert to those, but I didn't mind.
Oh, if you ain't seen that episode by now, it's not a spoiler. That's just like a month old.
I ain't mind.
There's so many mediums at which you could have watched that episode.
You act like that was a spoiler though. Somebody just told me that they show old ass titties. Because I can't watch this season.
Right, like
It's done. It's over for you. That was that was a highlight though, for real.
it wasn't the highlight.
That was a highlight for mine. I was like, oh shit!
It fucked me up, though. It did fuck me up. And what was so crazy, I was watching it with my girl, and she had seen it already, and she was just like sitting there waiting for me to see it. And we had podcasted, so I came in, I'm fucking drunk and shit, and I'm watching it.
That was the best plot twist of the
Who
season so
rewinded
far.
it, though? Did you rewind it to look at it again?
I rewind every titty.
I
I see.
looked at it again. I was just joking with
She
somebody.
had some great titties though, not the old one. But
Yeah,
even
she
the old
did.
one, I wouldn't turn.
I'll look at anybody
Fire
naked
crotch, I don't
twice.
trust.
If an old chick offered you some titties, would you say no?
Yeah, look at them twice. I'll look at anything
look
naked
at them?
twice.
Yeah, I look.
To
yeah,
look at them,
yeah.
I
look at her.
don't know if I was talking to you yesterday, or I was telling somebody like, now that I'm grown as fuck, I'll look at anybody's titties. I'm trending, like I've accepted, like, you know what? At some point, my woman's titties is gonna be old woman titties. So let me just see what I'm getting into.
Yeah,
I hate to say this, and this is going to make me kind of sound like a chauvinist pig, but this is just my love for women. Like, if I see a woman, I'm like, I wouldn't mind seeing her titties, regardless of how old she
Doesn't
is.
matter.
I mean, over
At
18.
all.
Yeah. Regardless how old she. I mean,
know,
I'm talking like 90. I'd look at a 90-year-old's titties.
At least once you gotta see a 90-year-old.
I say
I wouldn't pin them up.
I say twice because like sometimes you don't get a good look if you're like looking and then look away.
Yeah.
What's the? I was gonna say, what's the longest titty you ever seen? Is that even a? I've seen titties like resting on the belly.
Oh, you mean long? Because I thought you meant like long as you was looking at it. You mean like
my longest was about an hour and a half. I just stared at titties. She was like, "Are you gonna touch me?" I was like, "No, I'm just looking."
I'm cool right here.
Nah, this is good. Far less working.
He was talking longest, like hanging down.
In person, I don't know, but like I've seen, like on the internet, I've seen some fucking some long ass, like that should go down to the waist. Like they'll go down to the waist.
Yeah, but there's got to be a market for that, like dudes that love them.
There's a market for everything.
Yeah,
it's a market for every fucking thing.
There's not one chick on this planet that can't get fucked. That's a fact. That's an absolute fact.
That's true. Yeah.
I'm gonna think of one.
Nah. Unless she lacks the. But even then, there's crevices. I mean, I'm sure if she got an armpit. Like unless she's a smooth egg type chick.
No, and now if Ed actually does think of one, I'm gonna fuck her just because I feel bad. I'm a nice guy.
Challenge accepted. Like,
I don't even want to. Like, how disrespectful am I being to the woman to be like, you know what? This woman could get fucked by anyone.
No, I'm swooping her up. I'm making her day, bro.
Dudes, and we could all get some. You know what I'm saying?
No.
If we want. All right.
No. There are some unfuckable dudes, man.
Listen.
But there's no unfuckable woman. There's some random ass thirsty fucking.
Well, there are homeless people out there.
There's there's somebody.
You know what I mean? Like
some depraved ass.
A
niggas.
homeless dude will have sex with anything.
Yeah, I can't go. I just about to throw my hands out of it. Like as soon
you got a homeless man?
As soon as you lose your house,
if you got a homeless
lose your
friend,
standards. Like you might.
Yeah.
If you have a homeless friend, one that's not your friend.
Yeah, because you ain't letting them live with you. Yeah.
You let them be homeless. Second of all, you're telling me a homeless dude is gonna say no to some pussy?
Yes, there's some pussy.
I mean, barring any like,
can you see some homeless dude? I'm more into blondes. Keep it going.
Like, barring any physical ramifications, like I might get AIDS. Like, but as a homeless dude, there's even a threshold for sexually transmitted disease. Like, listen, if I was homeless for years and a chick with gonorrhea was like, "You can hit this," one, I can't afford condoms. So I'm hitting that. I'm hitting it.
And it doesn't feel good with a condom. I would do it 100%.
And you know what? I know she's not going to come at me about this baby. Like, bitch, I'm
yeah, you can have half my shit. Let's rip this coat in half.
I'm homeless. Like, you don't even want to tell your kid that you fucked me.
Yo.
Like, what is wrong with you?
Yo.
Hey, you acting like homeless people gonna be listening to this episode and they go picket the partner spot. Hey, we got standards too.
Just throw some change at them, no
I'm
bounce.
not saying that
Homeless-
if you lose your house, you lose your standards.
Okay, well, we're talking about two different types of homelesses then. I'm not talking about homeless, but I got a place to stay.
Yeah.
I'm talking about I ain't got nowhere to
No.
fucking stay.
Yeah, no.
Any dude that
I
got
think
a
there's
place that he
niggas
gotta-
under the bridge that have a limit. I think this is.
Yeah,
I think,
right.
'cause
No.
I think they got a limit, man. I think they're more likely to not.
How long
I think
he
they're
been
more
under that
likely to
bridge?
not have a limit.
I'm just looking for a good girl with a job.
Like, how long he been under that bridge? I'm telling you, my breaking point under the bridge is a week and a half.
Mine's like
at
6 hours.
Because if I'm under the bridge for a week and a half, there's a very distinct possibility that I might be here for a while.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, I've been homeless before.
If I'm
I
gonna-
found a place
if
to
I'm
sleep
gonna find
within a
that-
couple days.
I mean, if I'm gonna find that one dude that will fuck that one unfuckable chick, I might start looking under the bridge. I'll give you that. I'm just saying that not every nigga under that bridge is gonna fuck that
You're
chick.
lying.
That's I don't.
No, there are dudes under the bridge fucking chicks who also live under the bridge.
That's what I'm
There's
saying,
also
yeah.
somebody
There's a
that
market.
ain't fucking
There's
nobody.
a market. There's some niggas out there.
There's
that be like,
also
they
there's
playing.
also a dude that's not fucking anybody.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I feel you. There are. If you're gonna look for
We
somebody,
you know what? We need to make a dating website for under the bridge people.
Underthebridge.com.
Yeah, underthebridge.com.
UTB.com. How they gonna get to it? Huh? How they gonna get to the website?
Fuck. Libraries and shit. We'll get them library. I'll go
Library, yeah.
hand out library cards, dude. Trying to get this thing off
you
the ground.
sign up, you get a free
that's
library.
exactly where they're.
membership.
Yeah,
Yeah.
truth. Library card.
Bunch of fucking bums jerking off to the computer in Carnegie
Do
Library.
bums? I'm not even gonna. They don't have anything to masturbate with. They're just masturbating off thought and hard ass hands. Like,
Yeah, I wonder what
they
you...
never moisturize throughout the day. Their hands are just rough as fuck. You don't have no walls. You're just fucking masturbating out in the open to nothing.
You know what? That's the most freeing thing, though, man. Like, I swear, I was driving down the street one time, right? And
Where are you going with this?
Driving
dude?
down
I
the
was
street masturbating.
driving down the street. I was on my lunch break. It was hot as fuck. I was like tired as hell because I had worked like every day that fucking week. And I'm driving down and I see this just homeless dude just walking down the street. And I'm like, man, he's more free than anything I'll ever be, man.
So
like,
that
how
made
freeing
you
is
wanna
that?
masturbate? Like,
But like the
like,
freedom
I
to just
seen
be
this
like,
homeless dude, and I was like,
I'm
you
gonna
know what?
masturbate on this bus, and people aren't even. They're gonna be like, you know what? He's just gonna because he's homeless. They
And
just
actually, the outcome would kind of be to his advantage because they're going to put him
In
somewhere
jail.
to sleep that night with meals.
yeah, truth. Like either
Oh.
that or they're clear space where he could take a nap. Now you got like the whole bench to yourself in the back. Now they cleared up the space. You're gonna take a nap for a little while.
Sometimes that bus gets crowded. Yeah, I'm about to start jerking off tomorrow on the way to work.
Clear out a couple of spaces. Like
I think we've spent way too much time on homeless people.
This is what you get with me. This is my
Well,
wheelhouse.
this is the second episode as well. We've definitely been drinking, and we're all friends. Like, it's cool to meet people here. It's very cool to sit and just
With
talk to
motherfuckers
people
that
we're
we know.
friends with.
Yeah.
And Ray's the man, Ray Z.
Yo. So I'm cracking open another beer.
So what would you say comedically, right? Where do you draw most of your material? You're like, I'm just talking about my life, or am I just observing people around?
I mean, I think everything I do is based somewhat in reality in my life. I mean, there's some shit that gets pretty absurd, but it's still grounded in some type of, shit that I do or frustration. And
Do you remember your first joke?
I do. I still do my first joke on stage.
Damn, that was
It's
a good
a-
first joke.
It's a Biggie Smalls joke.
That was
joke
your
I ever
first
wrote.
joke?
Yeah.
All right.
First
My
joke I ever
first
wrote.
joke that I ever wrote is now my closer, and I didn't do it for like the first 2 years I did.
You
comedy.
probably didn't do it right, and then you learned how to do comedy and realized how to make it funny as hell.
Yeah,
All right.
I guess it wasn't a joke. It was a thought that I had, like that I always thought about, and then now it's my closer.
What is it?
It's the wind chill joke.
Oh, that's a great joke.
It
I
was
love that
like
joke.
I thought about that when I was like 13. I was like, what the fuck? And then I just never. And then I did comedy, and I never was like, oh, let me try it. And one day I was like, oh man, I should try that as a joke, and that shit worked.
Well, that's the joke that made me start writing comedy. Is because I was reading that they released the official FBI documents surrounding when Biggie Smalls got killed, and in there it said in his pockets that night he had this, and this, And then it was talking
Too
about
much information.
Well, it was talking about the weed he had on him, the fucking condoms he had on him, and I was like, damn, I didn't know they were allowed to like tell people that
I'm
shit.
thinking
That's
like
wild
they
as shit.
probably shouldn't be able to like.
You don't
goddamn.
normally hear like what's
No.
in their shit. Like that's wild as
People,
fuck.
but he was famous and he died. So
Yeah,
they
but Prince,
just,
they weren't
gotta
like, yo,
keep
we
as
found
many
Prince in the
stories.
studio. He had like a gram of coke in his pocket. He had
Bottle
like,
of glitter.
yeah, you know,
But they said he died of
Some-
an opioid overdose.
some unicorn powder. Yeah,
Prince
I mean,
probably didn't have shit in his pockets. He was at home. He was probably wearing pajamas. Like,
Were you guys huge Prince fans?
no.
See, my thing with that is I always liked
no, I
him.
love Prince. Man.
I always liked him and
love Prince.
appreciated it, but I honestly get annoyed. Like in the past, like 2 weeks, I hear Prince songs played on the jukebox, and every bar I go into, I haven't heard a Prince song played at a bar in my fucking entire life. I swear.
Yeah, I think I respect his artistry and all
Absolutely.
that. I can't say that I was gonna be bumping Prince.
No, man, I cried the night that Prince died.
Really?
Man. I grew up like in the '80s. I've never known a life without Prince. Like with Michael Jackson and Prince, I'm like
It's a
4
very
or 5.
profound statement to make.
Yeah, I
I've
mean,
never known a life without
Yeah,
Prince.
there was never a world without Prince, and I came in like my first
Damn.
like memories of music were like with Prince, dancing with him and shit, and like to see his progression and the whole nine. Like he's touched like hella. So like and
I
for the
wouldn't
hits and the genius that he
dispute
was,
that.
man, that shit was.
I
He
wouldn't
was a beast,
dispute
man.
his
How much would you
influence.
love somebody to have words like that about you, like that doesn't even know you? As, like,
Yeah.
a performer. That would be
And
fucking
that's
great.
what's crazy because
Nah,
I don't really get
man.
into the.
The internet happens now. People slide in your DMs. I don't need nobody feeling that strongly about me. You got way too much access. Last episode we just talked about how you could Google someone's net worth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you give me your address, I can find out how much your house is worth and all that shit. Like it's way too
That's
much
gonna
shit
be-
out there now.
I would hate for somebody to Google my net worth, dude. Be
well,
like,
you're not gonna come up yet.
he owes Macy's $500. He's worth negative $3
But
grand.
no, that's crazy. Like I don't know. Prince was so out the box.
I mean, he influenced a lot of music, man. And like, I don't really fuck with celebrities all like that. I think that our culture is way too like idolizing like what I mean, like Beyonce the Queen and Jay-Z the
Yeah.
couples, and it's like
100%.
like when
yeah.
you're reading like magazines. I picked up this one like magazine just randomly in an hour one time, and they were talking about like Brangelina and how they were like. The kind of bagels they ate, the butter they
they
put
still
on it
together?
and shit like that. Like I don't know.
Brad
but,
and
like,
Angelina
Well, they're buttering
Jolie?
bagels together. You better
this-
believe it.
And I'm like, these
I thought
motherfuckers
they
like
got divorced like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
I
this-
thought they got divorced like right after Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
I don't even know.
I don't
know
even give a
she's
shit
still
about my
adopted
own
kids, but-
relationships that much. Let alone
Yeah, it's
worry
like
about.
you motherfuckers are like, and like you're in awe of them and shit like that. Like when that beehive, man, the way they attack people,
When you say something negative about
yo,
Beyonce,
the way they attack people is wild as fuck. It's like, for what?
I
like,
live with a beehive.
you don't know this bitch. You
Do you?
I don't know if she's gotten her full membership, but she's definitely pro beehive. And it's just like, I'm a man. Beyonce's music doesn't affect me.
No,
So when I'm there and it's affecting her like that, I'm just like, that shit's all right.
people get offended when you say bad shit about her.
Yeah, they get wild.
And they don't even
man.
know her. Beyonce might be a fucking asshole.
They'll tell you to fuck
I
down.
could see
She
that.
probably could be like, she probably be a bitch to Jay-Z.
She's a product, man.
Oh my god, yeah.
I mean, she has a nice voice and she dances well. She takes choreography well, man. But she's a product, man. She has producers, she has marketers, she has designers, she has makeup artists. Like she had, what
She's
is it,
the
like
ultimate
50?
Barbie doll?
It was like 54 writers on her album. Come on, cuz that's not you. Like they tell you how to perform it, what to perform. I mean, the whole nine. It's like I'm not taking away from what she is. Her brand. She has a great brand. Her and Jay-Z have a great fucking dynasty going in their professional careers. But to be like, oh man, she's the greatest artist and the other.
I got a hot take. I don't even think Beyonce was the hottest chick in Destiny's Child.
Kelly was.
Yes.
But then Beyonce passed Kelly.
I never really thought.
Looks-wise?
really.
Kelly got this. I think Kelly shit is more like if they was just no matter if they was poor, Kelly would still be better to me.
I like.
Yeah.
But then Beyonce just got all this other shit about her that makes her more attractive. Beyonce's just listen, man. She's a 9-figure individual,
I actually like
Got
that.
a
That's
nice
pretty
shape.
sexy, 9 figures. Yeah.
and she got a nice shape. Beyonce's bad as fuck.
I like the
Kelly's
little
bad as
Asian
fuck.
looking chick, the one of the first two that they kicked off. Like she was like short, had like
Yeah, but
little
that's when
slit
they was
eyes
just
and shit.
round the way girls.
Yeah, no, but
She's
that's
like Beyonce,
yeah, but
not
like,
out, she's not gonna out round the way you. You know what I'm saying? It takes a beauty to be like, you're beautiful.
No, don't
when
get
it
me
don't
wrong.
matter.
She's a beautiful
but Beyonce
woman,
got that
but
money beauty too.
She
now.
don't, yeah, like Beyonce don't make my pants do anything or whatever. But that one chick that they kicked off, it was like, because she was touchable. Like, I like a touchable looking type chick. I don't want the
LaToya
Barbie
Luckett.
doll.
Wait. You talking about
shit,
LaToya
you know what I mean?
Luckett?
I don't know.
She
Is
came
that
out
what
with
it
that
is?
torn
Yeah,
and
she
shit.
came out the look.
She had a
Yeah,
quick
she had
little-
a little thick, she
LaToya
a little
Luckett,
round. Like, yeah, I
she
mean,
did
she
it
looked
all.
like. I don't like the Barbie dolls that just like.
So wait, you wouldn't fuck Beyonce?
I would most
okay.
surely do
All
that,
right.
but like in a club, I wouldn't be like, oh, that's the chick I'm going for. I'm going for like a nice, like, yeah, she look like she'll get down on the get down. Like Beyonce look like she'll just like with the head, like she'll like
I don't know.
blow,
She was
like
singing like when she did that partition
that's
song.
that bull. That
Well, see,
was
I'm not going for Beyonce because I'm a gambler and I'm playing my odds.
Very true.
I know that ain't
man,
happening.
true that. Yeah, she looked like work.
Yeah, I'm definitely hitting Michelle.
Yeah,
True. True.
If I see this thing, I'm like,
I'm hitting their hairdresser.
Yeah, hey, fuck it.
Yeah. I mean, I'll settle down with Beyonce. Yeah, this is cool.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a power team. You
Yeah.
know, that's good shit.
Look at you! What a sweetheart day. You're willing to marry Beyonce, dude. Holy shit!
Nothing against LaToya Luckett. Is that her name? You know,
Yeah, it
nothing
was
against her. You
bad.
mean like she bad him,
It
but
was all bad.
you know, if we talk about long term,
What's Michelle doing now? She's not even doing any music, huh?
She was like
is that the other chick?
doing gospel
Oh,
or some shit.
Oh,
and she,
that's
she went the Mace
well,
route.
she fell on 106 at Park. She fell on 106 at Park, and they just stopped fucking with her.
Yeah,
It just fell.
that's fucked up.
But you
when
know,
one little
those
thing
people
happens
fall
like
a
that.
lot. Those performers fall a lot because there's like a whole video of Beyonce falls.
yeah.
I wonder what's our blooper reel. Just what if somebody just put out a blooper reel of all the times you told jokes and people didn't laugh? That was
Oh, that would be a fucking. That would be a long video, dude.
suck.
Guys, that would be most of the time I'm on stage. Like,
You be lying to
It would.
people.
It would just be me sweating and imploding. Be like,
Nah, you get laughs
Fuck you.
consistently.
Yeah, but I mean, when I think when I fucking bomb, I fucking bomb.
Nah, you're likable on stage.
You guys were at that when we did that Taverna 19 show. Remember that
oh
show you
my
put together?
god, man!
And
that was,
I had a meltdown on stage, dude.
fuck
That-
Penny, that bitch that owned Penny's that used to be Tom's Diner down on the south side. She owned that fucking Taverna spot. It was
I
a
wasn't
club.
there.
It was a
You were
club.
there.
You
You-
were
I
there. It
I
was.
don't remember. nothing
You
about
did
this.
well.
It was you, Ray. I think Molly was on it. You know what I mean,
It was
like,
that stage. It was like an ironing
they
board.
made
we were
they made this makeshift fucking stage, and it wobbled like a bitch. Like you was never secure
remember this
on
at
that
all.
bitch. And then,
Oh, dude,
But shout out to Taverna if I did well. You'll have
it
me
was
back.
it was like
Bring
a
me
club.
back.
It was empty as fuck. They let like 50 people in the back door. I'm looking at the crowd. I'm looking at my money like, wait, this shit ain't adding up. I see a couple more people coming in the back, and I'm like, y'all niggas ain't y'all ain't even gonna unlock the door. Though.
I started talking about falling off the stage on purpose to file a lawsuit. These people were like, "Get him the fuck out of
It
here!"
was
Wait, was
wild.
that the one? Nah, we did the one. What did we do? The one
This
down
was,
in the.
I don't even know if he was on that show. Y'all-
He
what-
was definitely on that.
Yeah,
one.
this
was
was
right down
like,
in the strip.
This is like maybe three,
was
about
3 or 4
3
years
years
ago.
ago. Yeah.
Was that the one that had them fucking glasses on?
Oh, maybe I don't know. It was down in the strip district.
No,
man.
it wasn't. I remember all your outfits from every show, Ed. So it wasn't the glasses night.
Nah, I'm trying to think of it. It was at the club that's upstairs. It used to be a dance club.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
It was down in the strip. It was
Yeah.
upstairs, so they just had the stage randomly in the middle
Yeah.
of the
Yeah,
dance.
they
floor.
had made this
It
little
was-
bullshit stage.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, you started flowing. They were in my head immediately, and I couldn't do it.
I feel so. What do you think
Couldn't hack
happens? What do you think what happens when the crowd gets in your head? Like,
I
how do you?
I think
avoid
now I'm a lot better at dealing with that. I think I would have if I did that same show now. Obviously, I'd be prepared for it. But then I was just fucking. You know, they got to me immediately.
Yeah, no, and it was a terrible setup. It was dark. People were
was.
like all the way in the back. Like it was one of them you had to work for. You know what I mean? And like at that point in your career, like I didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
But
Shit.
then again, you got to be able to deal with that.
Yeah,
At some
yeah.
point, you know. But sometimes they're just not going to love you.
You think so?
Yeah, and you gotta power through it, or try to adapt. And sometimes one of those will work, and sometimes they don't. And you're,
I mean, sometimes I'll adapt a little bit. I'll try to like hit a couple of different points. And if there comes a point where like if you're just not into it, I've hit like maybe 3 different like routes with my shit, and you're still not into it, then I just focus on trying to just deliver a clean set. You know what I mean? Like, get these rounds off, you know what I mean, and get the fuck off on stage. So I know that I performed well. I gave my money's worth. You know what I mean? I was professional about it and, like, you know, keep it moving. But
I commend that.
Money.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm not gonna like turn on the crowd. I'm not gonna like quit and be like, oh fuck. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna just, all right, you know, be a professional, get the fuck off stage.
I will say that's why I remember that show so well, is because that was like the first time after that show I was like, all right, I'm done blaming crowds and I'm done turning on crowds, and I really haven't since like that. You know.
I like that show. That's what they had, a VIP section.
Yeah, man, you
behind us
fucking
and-
killed. We get it, Ed. You did great.
Nah, we were performing in a dance club. Yo.
Yeah, it was a
and
dance club.
and it was. I think I liked it because I had only twerked in there, like, or been twerked on. that's all I knew about that place was getting twerked on, and I was like, oh, I could go do a fucking,
Yeah.
I couldn't have got
yeah, 2
twerked
bars.
it there if I was paying $1,000 after that fucking shitty set.
Yeah, you could have.
Yeah,
they had
but
a
I could've.
band or something, right?
Yeah, they had a band.
Yeah.
You had that
yeah,
band?
I had
coming?
that one band.
Usually,
The band
yeah.
killed, though.
The
Like,
band,
I
we should have been
mean,
on that fucking stage.
Should have. That should have been the dip. I think it was something with the setup, man. It was terrible for comedy. It was great for music and shaking your ass. It was not good for just talking to people.
Yeah, which is kind of what we're doing now. Everybody sitting at home like, what the fuck? What venue were they at?
Yeah. It was called Taverna
I
19.
think somebody
It
got
was a
shot there
goddamn
before.
failure. Fuck Penny. She fucked me over like last minute. on
Listen,
some
man,
shit.
you got to stop using
Man.
our podcast to air your grievance.
No.
All right, it's
I'm
certain
never-
people that I might still be willing to
Nah,
work with,
Penny-
and that you just like,
Penny ain't-
fuck them. I'm just
Penny-
like,
He's using
Penny
this shit
ain't
for
shit.
personal vendettas.
Penny ain't shit. She ain't gonna be shit. She
And you remember
shit.
Steve in 5th grade when he was talking that shit on my shoes.
True. She gonna raise the prices of Tom's. That's why they went under. She tried to run that shitty ass club. She fucked us over.
Anyway, so-
that's why I went under. Fuck
I
Penny.
can't stop him. Go ahead. Buzzy's just go edit all that out.
No, he's
Buzzy's
not.
clipping all
No, he's
that.
not.
I don't know where Penny is. Listen, Ray, has
It's
anyone
not- it's
ever
not a
told
factor.
you
She's
you
not a
look like the
factor.
mascot from the Big Boy restaurant?
Yeah, a ton of times. Actually. I get that all the time.
Big
Big Boy.
boys.
I
Yeah.
get that. I get It's always fucking fat something. That's what's annoying. It's like fat Jimmy Neutron. Like fat Leonardo DiCaprio. I get the guy from Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, blonde
A
dude.
fat Leo ain't bad though.
Nah, fat Leo. I'll take
Yeah,
that every
yeah,
day of the
I'll
week.
take fat Leo.
Yeah.
Who do you get, Ed?
Like wintertime Leo.
Who do I get now?
Him just
Nobody.
putting on weight. Edgar Hoover, fucking Leo DiCaprio.
I used to get people all over the spectrum. I got Kenny Lofton. I got Marlon Wayans.
Ooh, Kenny Lofton is good.
I got dude from Paid in Full, Wood Harris. I've gotten Morris
yeah.
Chestnut, which
Wood
doesn't
Harris?
make
Oh,
any
I don't-
fucking sense to me. I would say Wood Harris over Morris
I
Chestnut.
like that Paid
Yeah,
in
Wood
Full is your Wood Harris. Your first thing.
That's the best movie he's ever done. To all the listeners out there, if you
Yeah,
haven't
that
seen
is.
Paid in Full, please watch
It's a
it.
classic.
It's the best movie I've.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's one of
That
it's
and
a
Baby
classic.
Boy, I'm like running neck and neck. It's my favorites. And then like,
Really?
yeah.
Baby
Again,
Boy,
we went to
nah.
different high schools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys were probably watching, shit that I didn't watch. Just strictly black people in my high school. We Paid in Full when that shit dropped. That was
No, Paid in
huge.
Full was huge. I mean, it was
Cameron
huge
was
across-
rapping at that time. He was in Diplomats. Was hot,
actually, I
and they
actually
put the movie
fucking
out.
despised Cameron for a minute after that, man. Like, it was so.
People took it personal.
Yeah, it was
People
so.
took the Rico
I just,
shit personal.
Yeah, I actually didn't fuck with Cameron for a minute off the strength of Paid in Full, cause like it was.
And Baby Boy is just the reason I like Baby Boy is because it's just so fucking terrible.
Yeah,
I love that.
Like, there's a scene in Baby Boy.
that was Tyrese's best movie. He wasn't good in most other
you
shit that he
can't
did.
not like Baby Boy. Listen,
I love
he was good in
There was a
Nah,
scene
fuck
where this
Tyrese.
dude
Nah,
went
he weird.
and bought Alizé. He was riding a bike, and then he tried to stunt on the nigga that sold him the Alizé. Like, I don't need no motherfucking change to put my shit in the bag. You buying Alizé, fam. Then some dude stole his bike.
He was driving that bike with the cut up handlebars.
And then
stuff.
they gave it back.
Yeah.
So they basically just beat him up. He got beat up by teenagers. Then he went to like P House. P was a thug. He was willing to go kill him. And then they ended up giving dudes a spanking in the woods. Like,
Yeah.
it's such a weird movie, man. I love it.
You know what's another underrated little dip, man? Fucking Next Day Air. You ever see that shit?
No.
I did like that.
Yo,
I never saw
man,
The only
movie.
thing that
I think Wood Harris is in that
He's
too.
in that as well. It's him,
Omar
Mike Epps.
Mike Epps, yeah, Mike
dude
Epps.
from Clueless and
Yeah,
Scrubs.
there's a couple
Oh,
like
that
low-key
dude
stars in there.
The dude from Power, that was his first like major dip.
Yo, that shit is hilarious.
Cassidy.
It's hilarious. Yeah, Cassidy's in
And
it,
I
make
was
a
so
cameo.
mad at
Yeah,
Cassidy
yo.
because I was like, all the drugs you rap about, and you're not a convincing drug dealer in this movie. I don't believe you, Cassidy.
That's the worst when a rapper can't play the role that he raps about the whole. There was this one movie that like it was the most terrible movie I've ever seen in my life. It was back in like the late 90s, early 2000s. I was in college watching this shit. It started like Snoop, Fat Joe, like Lil Kim, like a bunch of all those like rappers that were kind of like, you know what I mean? And it was like a horror film. And they played like gangsters.
Snoop was the
I think
villain.
Snoop was the villain or some shit like
Bones or some
Yeah.
shit. Bones. That was a scary movie, dude.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't Bones. It was another.
it was in the house. He like was stuck in a house or some shit.
I know it wasn't Bones because Bones was more like they had a bit more money about. This was like a low key straight to DVD like
like hood
off-
vampire in Brooklyn.
Yeah, it was all like hood as shit. But like they were playing gangsters, and I was like, but it was so unconvincing. Like you've never sold drugs before.
Serious
have you?
question. How many more surgeries before we have to refer to her as the artist formerly known as Little Kim?
Oh, dude, she looks terrible.
She looks like the Michelin Man.
Dude, yeah, I
Yes.
would. Well, dude, that, even like she was hot, and then Notorious, the girl they got to play her, I thought was hot as
Ooh,
fuck.
you know she was from 3LW, right?
What?
Yeah. Players, they gonna play. Yeah. She was in that group.
Oh, dude, I think she is so. She gets naked in that movie. Yeah,
She's in Power.
I don't, dude. Everybody's been telling me to watch that. Is that good?
Yeah, let me
Power?
tell you, even the sex scenes in there are like, oh man, it's like they're like TV sex scenes, but it's like this is good.
Yeah,
They played that shit.
it just shows boobs and stuff, right? It's all
Yeah,
like, yeah.
and you kind of feel like, all right, he really might have penetrated her.
not like those Cinemax ones where they're like humping on their belly.
My cousin used to watch mad Skinemax movies when I was
Oh,
like
so did I.
6, and he would just sit in front of TV, and I would be sitting there like, yo, I don't think my mom's is cool with you watching this shit on her cable, but I never told her. I was like,
Well,
Hell
you're
yeah.
getting some benefit from it.
oh hell yeah.
I always think it's weird dudes watching like watching porn, just watching it. Like I'd never just watched porn really.
Like I've never seen an entire porn.
Yeah, like what I don't want to get too vulgar on the Partners Pod, but I've never like I've never just fucking watched a porn and not jerked off.
Unless I've never just watched a porn. I've never seen like a porno movie. I've seen porno scenes.
I watched. I've seen. Yeah, I watched Brown Bunny. That was the longest
I don't know
like
what that
porno
is.
I've ever. You never seen watch Brown Bunny?
I don't really.
So
watch
it's like
a
an
lot of
independent
porn.
film, right? And like it's a legit film, and it's one of those indie type dips. But like in like Chloe Savini gives dome to the main like
you see it?
dude. Yeah,
Oh.
it's real. Like she really is. It's not like a cut or anything. It is real dome, and it's like near the end of the movie, and the whole time you're watching this movie, and then out of nowhere you're like, oh she's real. Oh shit! Like
So it's not a porn.
That's a
it's
good
not
actress.
a porn. It's a movie for like an hour and a half, and then like an hour and like 40 into it, she's just topping him off, and it's like a little 4-minute scene, and I'm just sitting there with my girl, like
Yeah, is that on,
the fuck
is that on Netflix? I'm gonna have to check that
I'm
out
trying
later.
to figure out why the fuck you was watching Brown Bunny to begin with.
Yeah, like we didn't know it was like it won these awards and shit.
I feel
we're
like
just-
that's the way that would get recommended to me. Like one of my boys would be like, "Yo, you got to watch this movie. Some dude gets blown in it, like for real."
For real, like
by like a
Like
real
you sit there
actress
like you
and
didn't
shit.
know that the blowjob was coming. I probably would have been anticipating this blowjob.
Yeah.
the entire- I probably just had my dick in my hand the whole movie. Just waiting for this blowjob to happen.
And we watching it at her parents' crib, so it wasn't like I could just be like, "Oh, let's do
just
what
watching
they
it with
doing."
your girl. You got your dick in your hand. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Trust me, you'll find out.
You might want to get ready too.
You'll see." Yeah, Brown Bunny, like I was gonna be like, "Oh yeah, Brown Bunny,"
no, it's,
but it should be known as the movie where the dude gets blown.
He gets blown.
Because no other dude gets blown in a movie. They're just in porns.
They
Yeah,
left.
no.
They left the room for like 2 minutes. We were talking about rappers who were in movies. Next thing you know, he comes back in. We're like, yeah, when I'm like jerking off to porn, it's like I can't finish it. I can't finish the movie.
Yeah, that was a weird. We've had a lot of weird conversations.
It's the
You're a
second
weird
cast.
guy. You're a
Well,
weird
yeah,
normal guy.
yeah,
You're
you had
weird
to-
normal.
You had to know that was coming.
Yeah, you're weird normal.
If you've heard episode 51, you knew where we were going with
And if
this.
you've seen Ray, you'll understand it.
Yeah.
He's down at the Improv on the regular. I'm sure you've seen him, and if you
Very
haven't,
open
get the fuck
about
down,
like
man.
your life and the things you think, your quirks and shit.
Yeah,
like that.
I
You're very
try.
open
I
about
try
that.
to be. You know, I think it's a good thing, right?
That's what makes us funny, I guess.
I mean, that's all we're doing here is just like exposing ourselves for real, for real.
Yeah,
Like, you figure we've got
when this
like
episode comes out, I'm gonna have to do a lot of explaining.
like 78
because I
hours
think
of talking.
I'm pulling the Brown Bunny thing in the next 6 days. I
Yeah.
was just like, yo, I heard this movie was good.
I,
Watch this old ass movie. She was like, what is this? So, hold on.
wait.
Wait for it. Wait for it. And there's gonna be so many scenes where I think the blowjob's coming. And
This
it's
is-
not.
this is-
Oh, yeah.
This is the second time that I've been on here, and it's the second time that Day has another ploy when it comes to watching a movie to get a girl to fuck him.
Oh yeah, what was it?
Started
Training
off
Day?
with his Training Day VHS he used to get laid to, and now it's that brown bunny that he
Brown
pretends
bunny.
like he didn't know that they
I know
were
he was
saying.
like, we was just like, oh, like, whoever told you? What's the premise of the movie?
Can you
He don't know.
Can you say the girl Day was with was like, oh my god, is she sucking his dick? And Day's like, what? Yeah, is she crazy?
Yo, I do this bingo night, right? And so one day I was walking around, I was asking people, what's on your Get Right mixtape? You know, I don't know why I was asking this question, but it was just, I don't know. And one dude told me, R. Kelly Trapped in the Closet. And I was like, why are you fucking to that? Why is that on your Get Right mixtape? Everything about every chapter ends negatively. There's no chapters that be like,
It's
oh,
not
okay.
even a good tune. I'm like, it's
Yeah.
repetitive as fuck. That's a long ass song.
It was like you got all the chapters. I'm like, I know you done by chapter
But
3, motherfucker.
I definitely watched all those videos though.
I did. You had to see it. You had to watch Trapped in the Closet.
I think
all
I
the way
stopped
through.
at like 13 or
And he was
some
just a
shit,
nosy
man.
neighbor.
Yeah. You fucking, that's like 3 rounds, man. You fucking, that's like 3 rounds of R. Kelly. cuz.
You're like, all right, girl, I'll see you in an hour. We'll get chapter 4 in.
Yeah, like of all the R. Kelly albums that you could put on, you gonna
I'm
choose
saying,
Trapped in
like,
the Closet?
all the
You
R.
got
Kelly
12 play.
Sex Me, like you got
Chocolate
all
Factory.
these
Yeah,
fucking
like-
innuendos, and the song that makes it on your Get Right mixtape is Trapped in the Closet.
You trying to tell her something?
I don't know
You
what the fuck.
You try to tell her something in between? Like, that's a weird ass. Like, I know I'm fucking you, but really. Trapped in the Closet.
Day, I don't know if we could joke about that. You may have some
I'm not the
listeners.
one fucking the Trapped in the Closet. I don't.
I'm just saying, man. You know, I don't know what.
What's on your Get Right mixtape? You got a Get Right mixtape?
I like. Let me see newer stuff. I like Miguel.
Mm.
I don't know.
These are songs we're fucking to, right? Is that?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
I'm,
Yeah,
I
I'm,
wasn't
like-
getting it.
I'm,
All right.
I'm fucking Adult Swim these days.
That's weird. That's a weird answer.
So-
But I understand it.
like that.
You can't
definitely
say
get
shit
it.
like that when I'm taking a drink of beer.
I
Adult
definitely
Swim
get
and
it.
Penguins games. Like, I mean, that's I ain't got music or like, I mean, that's a weird
I
thing.
remember I was
fuck with kids in the
living by
house.
that Jamie Foxx CD that had Blame It because he had Slow and Freaking Me and Rain Man and all that shit. The Intuition.
Yeah.
I used to have that motherfucker playing on the iPod in the other room because I only had an iPod stand in the other room.
So you always listen to music every time?
No, this is
That's special
I'm
night.
committed now.
Yeah, all right.
You know what I mean? Shit
Yeah,
can
it's
just.
about
We got a kid in the house.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
shit got to go down when it go down. It's between naps and shit. Like it's just gotta. You know what I'm
Yeah, that's
saying?
what I'm saying. I
This
mean,
is back when I was a young pup, like trying to set the mood.
Yeah, back in the
On a
day, it used to be,
Tuesday night,
I
just
used to have Sounds of Love on that. Boom, 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 boom.
Moments in love.
Yeah, that Moments
I
in
never,
Love. Yeah.
I never fucked to moments in love.
That's a nice beat. Yo,
I just don't think the
and then
chicks
it's-
was into that. Like the chicks is younger. You're like an old man. You throw some moments in love on.
There was so many layers to it. You could switch up your stroke depending upon which beat you wanted to. Yo, that shit. Whoever
Imagine being
made
in
that.
college and you throw some moments in love in your dorm room. Your
Cause
fucking roommate comes in like. I I don't know about that, man.
I just used to play DMX, and I would change out X and put Ray in, and I'd be yelling at Ray, gonna give it to you.
Hey, man, some of the DMX shit can show. I don't know.
You said something on Twitter one time that cracked me up. You're like, listen to DMX on the way to work. I really don't know how I should feel the rest of the day.
Yo, you listen to like several DMX songs in a row. There's a range of emotion that you want. There's anger. There's sorrow.
Yeah.
There's like, you know what I'm saying? You feel down about yourself. I listen to Slipping, and I'm just like, am I slipping? I don't know.
Yeah.
He'll sing songs about dead friends and shit. I'm like, yeah, man.
Yo, DMX, and I said it before, was spitting gospel in 1998. Like he was that's one of my favorite time periods for an artist.
I'm a huge
DMX
fan of his.
98.
Actually, I'm a really big fan of his.
He had my top 5
just did the
debut
Roots
albums
Picnic.
of all time, like hands down. It's Dark and Hell is Hot was top 5 all
think
debut albums.
I think he just
He changed the game with that shit because that's right after Tupac and Biggie died. You really didn't have anybody like Jay-Z kind of still was in his like, you know what I mean, coming around, and then like, you know, he dropped. And motherfuckers was like, what the fuck? Like, and he held strong until the crack kicked him out of the game.
And speaking of rappers that were good actors, dude, DMX, what was he in Exit Wounds?
Yeah, he had that shit, the shit with Aaliyah.
DMX was
going,
getting roles that he wasn't supposed to have.
Guns don't kill
First
people.
of all, my nigga, you are not beating. You're not from the hood and beating a dude up with karate and a tan leather shirt pant.
Yo, he wore
combination.
all leather in all those movies.
Flipping off alley walls and beating up Steven Seagal and shit in the back alley with a briefcase. Like, come on, DMX.
he could have been the next Blade, man. Could you imagine DMX in a Blade role?
Oh, that would be great.
Shout out to
Everybody watch that
DMX.
shit.
He just killed the Roots Picnic. I heard he was dope.
Yeah,
down there.
I heard he was in the studio again, man, with like Ye and Dre.
You know what? I think it's gonna be tough for me to get back into a new X album.
Shit, if it's done right, I'll fucks with it, man. I'll fucks with it. I don't know. There's been some comebacks, man. There's been some hella comebacks. Fucking
What
Common
comeback?
came back. He died for like a good 10 years. He came back with that B.
But what Common died with, I could fucks with. Common died because of pussy. Common got with Badu and then started turning out Electric Circus and shit like that. Like he just got weird,
Yeah.
and then he got his man back and cool. X with the crack, you see him in a negative light, and that makes it tougher.
No, I mean, but like, I mean, he could spit some real shit. He's always
I'm
been
not
a
saying he
poet.
couldn't spit real
And,
shit.
like, you
but
know
will
that,
he be able
like,
to will he
and-
be able to get a sound?
I think he can't get the sound. The thing is that it's crazy because like it's real shit. Like of all these motherfuckers out here spitting this bullshit that they ain't never done, you know this nigga's done some shit. Yeah, I
Right.
mean, and if he can deliver his bars the way he used to deliver his bar, like if he could write
But
with
can
that
he?
same over a nice beat and new production, man, I would fucks with some X. If Jay-Z could do it, X could do it. And
I feel like
Jay-Z, he
people
just-
are not as honest about their assessments of the later
That's-
Jay-Z.
You know what? Yeah, I agree with you there, dude. It's so hard to like let the
People
let
aren't
the
honest
past not shape
about
your
what?
opinion.
Jay-Z, people aren't honest about Jay-Z.
What do you mean?
He's
They just take everything Jay-Z puts out to be like the hottest shit.
No, that's what I'm
It's
saying.
not.
No, I mean the last couple albums, he's just like it's a victory lap. He's been saying, you know, the bling rap. It's like we don't connect to it. But if he could put out at least, you know, what I mean, like listenable music. Imagine somebody that is actually going through some shit, has gone through some shit. Imagine hearing his last 10 years on Wax.
But I
his like
I still
perspective
think,
of that.
I still stick to. I think it would be hard for people to. And as weird as it's gonna sound, I think a lot of people will find it tough to connect to that because when you are a fan of an artist, you put them on a pedestal.
Yeah.
And even though you want that real from them, a lot of people can't accept it being too real because then that brings you down to where you know what I mean. So I think.
And I mean,
I hope that the shit's fire, and I hope it comes out. And I'm not saying he can't do it. I just think it's very hard for a rapper because they're so braggadocious to go through like a period of being down
Well,
and then come back up as a rapper.
Well, you never hear a rapper like rap about being in the middle. It's always like super rich or like about
Well, I
being
think a
broke.
lot of that's
Eminem-
happening now.
Eminem
Cole
left
does it.
and came
Chance
back.
does it.
Eminem came. He
We're
went through
not
drugs.
gonna get
came
into
back.
another
We're
fucking
not going
Eminem
into. I'm
conversation.
just saying.
Yeah, no,
though.
no.
Fuck that.
I've
I'm
seen
just
your I've
saying,
seen your
though.
fucking
Well, don't
Twitters. I'm not
use
talking
him.
about
Don't
it.
use that as an example. You gotta
Ludacris,
come up with-
Ludacris. If you listen to his
But don't
last
nobody
album,
listen to Ludacris now.
Yo, Ludaversal.
I'm sorry, fam.
Sold. His
I
shit sold 600 in his first week.
never nothing off Ludaversal.
Yo,
Nothing,
you ain't
fam.
have to. It's soul and it's dope as fuck. If you pump that shit, yo, it's dope.
I'm not
And
pumping
he's-
no Ludaversal.
Yo, you
I
ain't
ain't
heard
been
it.
around
You're just-
nobody but you.
Another
said
great
Ludaversal.
rapper turned actor.
Yeah, he turned actor. You know what I mean? Like,
Ludacris was actually a good actor.
yeah, he was
In what?
in that one movie.
Hustle and Flow.
No,
when
that
he
one
played-
movie
when he-
where they was on the bus and shit.
Too Fast, Too Furious.
With what was it? Terrence Howard,
Crash?
Zoe, with Crash. Yeah, he played a decent role in Crash.
Listen, man. Fuck out of here with that Ludaversal.
Ludacris.
Man, yo,
What's
listen
the-
to that.
what's-
If y'all
what's-
listening,
what-
listen to that.
Name a hot
Ludaversal.
track off Ludaversal. I'll listen to it on my way home.
I'll pull it up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But I
Track
can
name.
name a couple of hot movies that Ludacris has been in. All the Fast and the Furious he was a part of.
I'm not a Fast and Furious fan.
Great movies.
Fuck Fast and Furious. I can't do Fast and Furious. I watched the first. I
How
watched the
come
first
people-
half of Fast and Furious 1, and I've never watched another one. Of
Those movies are so hilarious.
How come
terrible.
people give Luda props for being Fast and Furious and say Bow Wow was whack in it?
I like Bow Wow in it.
Bow Wow was in Tokyo Drift, man. Why we don't give Bow Wow his respect?
But that's because he was in
Bow Wow's
Tokyo
a
Drift.
fuck nigga. Fuck
Why
Bow
is he
Wow.
a fuck nigga?
He's
Why-
weird as shit.
I'm
man.
pro Bow Wow. I'm gonna start a hashtag.
I'm pro
Free
Bow Wow.
Shad Moss.
I'm pretty pro
He's
any
weird
like
as hell.
super young dude that got famous.
He
Like that.
he really wants to be famous and like.
But he
like,
is really, really famous.
No, but like he was like out. He's out and about, and he like tweeted this fucking photo where he was like, he had a hoodie on. He was like, ha ha ha, these kids don't know it's me. These motherfuckers wouldn't know if you was just walking like, nigga, they're not like you. Bow
You're
Wow.
just saying that because he
That's
shaved
hate.
his head.
That's hate right
Fucking
there.
Bow Wow.
I like-
That's hate right there.
Y'all
I'm a fan of people
Did you
like.
see the photo where he was like, "Oh, I don't
I
want
don't
to
follow
show"?
Bow Wow.
And I didn't know. He pops up on my timeline. People was like the ridiculous shit that he says. And I'm just like, you be trying hard.
Hey man,
bruh.
dude sold out Madison Square Garden 3 times in a year.
Did he really?
Dude was on like the NSYNC tour when NSYNC was super hot.
That
Like,
was
apparently
all-
he was a big
That
fucking
was
deal.
all motherfucking. What's the old boy so deaf, man? That motherfucker cranked out child stars. He had Jagged Edge.
I love child stars, bro.
Crisscross.
They're so
Jagged
cut up.
Edge were
Fucking the
grown
Brat.
ass men.
Like
The Brat was grown.
no, but
Jagged
that was
Edge
all. That was
yeah,
all so
Crisscross
deaf,
and
man.
Bow Wow.
Jermaine Dupri. Fucking,
Right, but
Jermaine Dupri did all
can
that.
walk in the mall.
Jermaine
Ain't nobody mobbing him.
Jermaine Dupri.
They know who he is, but
Ain't
they ain't
nobody
mobbing him.
mobbing Jermaine
They don't
Dupri.
have
They're
to.
like, oh, that's
he
Jermaine
sold out,
Dupri.
but he sold out Madison Square Garden. It wasn't Bow Wow. Bow Wow was just a product, just like Crisscross. Like, fuck Crisscross, but like Jermaine Dupri, he's still
I'll give
rich.
you that. So, when you get in the Bow Wizzle level,
Me?
what do you think is the next step to get you to where you go to the mall and just random girls run behind you?
Oh fuck. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I got to come out with I
Puppy
got to
love.
get in getting a Fast and the
Gotta
Furious
come out with a puppy love.
Tokyo Drift. I love those young dudes getting like I was a huge fan of like Little Bow Wow, Little Romeo, like those young dudes just
Couldn't
getting
get into
famous.
Romeo was
Well, I didn't listen to the shit that they did,
I
but I was
think-
like, this dude's like 15, about to got mom's fucking
Well, his
cream in their
parents-
jeans.
Romeo's parents were rich.
True.
So, you know. And
Yeah.
then he did that college commercial, but
Yeah.
he ain't never go to college.
Yeah.
Hey, nigga, what millionaire goes to community college? Like, who are you fooling? What millionaire just go to state college and just pay the tuition out of pocket? Like, what the fuck is you doing in community college? You're a millionaire and you're at ICDC.
I like how you're
taking-
trying to find an education
intro
plan
to
for Romeo
psych.
right now.
I'm just saying, man. This fucking episode, I don't even know.
This is.
I don't even-
I feel like we've
I feel
we've
we
touched on a
covered
lot
all
of
the bases.
we've touched on a lot of things, like important things. You
Not
know?
at all.
Homeless people are probably fucking under the bridge right now.
I think so.
That's a free life, man. Like, I mean, I'm a slave to my life, and I'm a shackle in my mind. But if I could break free of these shackles,
See how this motherfucker be trying to get
I would be a bum.
Hey, he knew he was throwing some bullshit out there. That's why he laughed.
How do
Knew it was some bullshit.
How do I say there's probably homeless people fucking under the bridge right now? And he's like, I feel like in my life,
I'm a shackled with my
I'm
life.
shackled
Fuck
with my
out of here,
legs.
man.
I would masturbate on buses if I could if I could break free of these mortal shackles.
I don't think I would. It's not a sexy place. The lighting's off.
I feel like
See how you need all that? Like a bum doesn't need all that. A bum is
Well,
just
because my life has been such where I can have an atmosphere like that.
I couldn't get into a real groove on a bus jerking off.
See,
I
because
don't
you're
want to have a
conditioned.
serious
You're
discussion
conditioned.
about
You
that.
need more. You need more to be happy
Don't
than
you
that bum
wanna
does.
need
That
more
bum,
than a
that
bus?
means- that bum needs to least to be happy because he's cool with $3, a faithful dog.
Well, Day,
and a
nobody's
little room on
stopping
the
you
back.
from being a fucking bum, okay? If you want to do it, go ahead, quit your job, fucking...
Nah, this nigga tweeting, I doubled my salary and all that.
No,
Talk
quit,
about being a bum is the freest
yeah,
lifestyle.
quit your
Get
job,
outta here.
go steal a fucking grocery cart, and I'll see you under the Clemente.
We know a dude who's like a famous bum in Pittsburgh.
No.
Philly Phil.
Shout out Philly Phil,
Philly
man.
Phil's
Hey,
like
yo,
fucking-
he's hilarious.
He's great,
If
dude.
you
He's
do not
like
follow
Smithfield
Philly Phil.
famous. He's downtown famous in Pittsburgh.
And-
If you don't
his-
follow real Philly Phil on Twitter, man, go follow that nigga. He is hilarious.
His cardboard sign that like is asking for money has his Twitter handle on it. It's the fucking coolest thing I've ever
Yeah.
seen in my life.
No, before I got into comedy, I was gonna go out to California and just like fucking live off of whatever and just be a beach bum,
He wasn't
man.
about to do that. You got a daughter. Like, what are you gonna be a beach bum?
Can you see her at career day?
beach
There's like,
bum.
where's your dad? He's a bum in California.
He's outside.
He went to college and stuff, but he just wanted to release the shackles from his heart.
Let's go pass down sandals to her.
Oh man, we're never gonna make it as comedians. We're just gonna be homeless. We focus too much on homeless. We should have talked way more about Jay-Z than the homeless people.
Just the
Spent such
complete
a
ends
short
of the
time
spectrum.
period on Jay-Z and focus so hard in on the people who don't have a place that they could lock the door. Like, I'm gonna really appreciate locking my front door this evening. I'm gonna do like one of them scenes from a movie where I lock my door and I just take a deep breath. So you just gonna start playing.
If my daughter get a scholarship, man, I'm done paying for shit.
Ain't that the realest thing you ever said,
I
though?
might go.
I
just-
wonder why my parents were so excited when I got a scholarship. It was like they got a scholarship. It was like, yes.
Yes.
All the hard work, all the punishments,
Oh God, yo.
all the weird ass rules.
If my daughter graduates, gets a scholarship, and my like child support payments start coming out. Now it's crazy because like I'm still gonna have to like pay her rent and do dumb shit like that. But just
Rent's
seeing
pretty
it,
not dumb. Rent's pretty.
yeah. But like seeing it in your check, just that first check, you get it like you know it's not yours.
I don't even look at my direct deposits no more.
No man.
All I want to know is what needs to be purchased.
That's all it is. In one day, out the another.
I'm gonna go get it.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to see my net worth ever being out on the internet.
Your net worth is gonna be cool though. You don't have kids.
Yeah.
My net worth is gonna be a lot.
Yeah, and here's the thing: you don't have to have kids. It's not like we're not short on
Well, Ray
people.
doesn't have any.
That's what I'm
No.
saying.
Is
Like,
that
and
on
that's
purpose?
like as a.
What's up?
Is it on purpose?
I've been trying my ass off, Ed.
I mean,
What?
I've been trying.
Listen, man.
Is it on purpose? Like,
It's on purpose.
You have to purposely not have kids.
No,
It's
you
too
don't.
Easy.
There's some. I know people who raw skittle way more than me, and they
I
Don't
love
have
raw
kids.
skittle, but not
raw
to have a
skittle
kid.
just works
Yeah, I
for
mean,
some
you gotta purposely not have kids. You just ain't.
That's
ski-
not
either
true.
that
Not
or
if you're going raw skidaski.
you still go
The
out.
Polish version, which I appreciate, Ross Daysky.
You pulling though. Like if you just shooting up everybody's walls,
Bro, I
then,
ain't pulled out
then you're never
for
gonna.
the sake of not getting pregnant the last time.
Yeah.
If I'm going raw, I'm letting all in you. Why else am I going raw?
Yeah.
What?
This is America Day, okay?
What are you
You're
talking
talking about
about?
wanting to feel free.
What is he talking about? So I'm
Kid
going to
ain't
have
free.
sex with you without a condom, only to be not in you during the best part. Like I'm going to be outside
true.
of you. Now, if we've agreed that I'm going to bust on your butt or on your face, okay, that's one thing. But if I'm just pulling out and busting on the floor, like
Who
this
busts
shit is-
on the floor?
Hey, shit is stupid.
The floor.
It's like, oh, just pull it out all quick.
There's a market for it.
Bustle on my
I
lamp.
bust on a
Like,
couple of people's bed skirts.
That's Ed's calling card.
Tell me where you want it.
Can you see
So
girl?
I wasn't discussed.
Put it on the
It was
bed
just
skirts.
that was I'm just not trying to get her pregnant.
Can you
I'm
see
on that
some
pile
girl?
of dirty clothes.
Some girl right now talking to her friends like, yeah, this guy Ed used to always just bust on my bed skirts, fucking ruined two of them.
Oh man, when I
Someone
get
shooting up
famous,
the light
let me tell you
switch.
something. When I get famous, a whole bunch of terrible shit's coming out. Whole bunch of weird ass stories. Somebody's done saved the bed skirt, like the Lewinsky dress. Like, yeah, it's Chester's did it. It's Ed. He never told me that he was gonna pull out and bust, and he just bust on the bed skirt.
There's just a girl with 15 soaked bed skirts in her closet, just waiting for Ed to break.
He's gonna bust.
Oh,
on
he's
his,
about to be on Comedy Central.
He's
Let's
gonna
bring
bu-
these fuckers out.
He's gonna bust on his ticket stub.
These are
Like,
going on eBay.
Frame these, bitch.
Hey man, when you
Wow.
trying to get it when you young, you listen. There's a lot of shit I did young that I'm like, damn.
Yeah. That's how I ended up with one.
So they ended up learning about me this episode. That's what's up.
That's good.
It's always good.
Ray Z, tell them where they can find thee.
Yeah, I'm actually I'm trying to get some summer gigs here together, trying to travel a little bit. But if you want to find me close by, I'm gonna start doing a comedy showcase up at the Drip Lounge, which hopefully you guys will come out and perform. We're gonna
dope.
do that. We're actually gonna do that monthly. We're also doing an open mic there too. So you guys should definitely come out and perform because I'm gonna need funny people.
Word
And that's about all. That's-
No, you got to tell them your Twitter handle. And
Where can
they
your
find you online?
Instagram.
yeah, you can Google me. My net worth isn't out there yet.
I guess there are no other Ray Zawodni.
At real life Zawodni.
Word.
If you do Google me, a picture and images is going to come up of my dad's DUI mugshot. That's pretty
dope.
tight.
Word.
Yeah, that'll be the cover of my first album if
I
I,
was
ever do
about to
something
say
like
that.
that.
That's what you should do.
Yeah, and then Facebook
Google
Ray
me, bitch.
Zawodni.
That's your first album.
Friend me, Google me, bitch.
We also have Ray Zawodni at the Comtra Theater in Cranberry on July 9th.
point.
It's our inaugural show there. We'll have Billy Crawford out there headlining, Mike Sasson.
Sasson titties.
Yeah, we have Paul Joseph with the music, and we will be at Comtra. So look out for that, July 9th, Cranberry, man. You know, if you out there in that area, Wexford up north and whatnot, come through, man. It's going to be a hell of a motherfucking night.
Yeah, man, it's a new theater. You know, if you're out there, you mess with the podcast, come support. Nights is always dope. New theater, but that same feel, that same flavor, that same, you know what I'm saying?
Bring you the best in the city, you know. BYOB as always, you know. So come through.
Let them know where they can find this day so I can go home and watch a Game of Thrones. And let me before you say that, listen, I don't know when this is coming out. NBA Finals will probably be over, but I just want to voice this.
Shout out to the Penguins.
God
winning.
bless the Cleveland Cavaliers. We got a hell of a task in front of us playing the Golden State Warriors. And it's even worse because it looks like the Penguins are going to win the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, we got that down.
And it just doesn't look good for my team.
I don't know.
being
I'm
from
rooting for the
Cleveland.
Cavs, man.
Yeah, but
No, I am rooting
that
for the Cavs.
doesn't mean shit on the court. You know what
True.
I'm saying? Like, your roots don't help Steph Curry miss jump shots.
Yeah.
No,
These
nothing helps
motherfuckers
him.
be hitting. I watched game one. They just
Yeah.
make everything. Steph and Clay didn't do shit, but then all of a sudden, bench warmers was coming off hitting fucking going 8 for 8 and shit
Yeah.
like that. I don't know, man.
Steph Curry sold
got
his
a
soul to
bench.
the
It's like the
devil.
most
Hey.
Cleveland thing that's ever happened.
Hey,
Like,
hey,
we have our
hey.
best team ever, and then the season that we have our best team ever, the best team ever is playing. Like, what the fuck?
Remember earlier in the season
I don't wanna
when
talk
I was
about it.
when I was talking about how the bench is long as fuck, and you were like, "Oh, it ain't about the bench."
It ain't about the bench. I don't
It is
think
the
they're going to
bench.
do that again.
No,
I don't think they're going to do that again. I just think it's crazy that they did it in the game that Steph and Clay sucked.
right.
I don't think they'll do it again.
We'll see, man. I mean, I'm rooting for the Cavs, man. I just want to see them win. I want to see them get a
Bench is long
chip.
as fuck. Name
I wanna see
5
them
bench
get a chip.
warmers for the
I
Warriors.
want to get a chip with them. You know what I mean? Because I know the Penguins. We got that. Fuck San Jose. If
I
you're a
just
Sharks
watched the
fan.
Penguins lose in
Oh,
a
yeah,
bar
they
with
did.
Day
They did.
yesterday.
It was all the ice was all fucked up.
It was very strange because I wanted to be like, hell yeah, when a dude made the goal. I was like, I want to get home too.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like everybody was just watching and they scored and it's just like,
Yeah, fuck
That was it.
shit. Yeah. But shout out Penguins, shout out Cavs. We'll see what's happening. You know. If you're looking for us, we are Drinking Partners, and you can find us on epicastnetwork.com/partnerspod. You can find us on IG, Twitter, and Facebook at Partnerspod. And you can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, and Libsyn under Drinking Partners. We've been drinking this Long Trail again because, again, this is a double episode. So shout out to Long Trail. Shout out to Otter Creek. shout out to Allie because she supports the cast, so you should support them. I mean,
And as always, Drinking Partners is the crew. Epicast is the family. We out here.